Hi, I'm Jason Bellamy. We're at National Student Conclave 2013 in Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm joined by Robert Snow. This morning, you guys did resume reviews, and there was a line as if people were waiting for the new iPhone. It was amazing the turnout. Give me a sense, first of all, of what goes on here at NSC in those resume reviews. It's an annual thing that's been going on for quite a while.
Well, the resume reviews pretty good opportunities for people to get a feel for what they might change, or even to get clinicians or HR people, and there's lots of different representatives at each of those tables, just to get a feel for what looks good on a resume, what do we want, what parts are important, and what parts are not important on those resumes.
Obviously, the great thing about coming to NSC and being here is that you get your resume looked at. But for somebody who couldn't attend, just give me some tips. What are some things that someone should keep in mind as they look to transfer and become a new professional?
Well, my number one tip that I like to give to the students is I sit them down before we first get the resume on the table. I'll sit them down and I'll say, okay, before I start going through this, I want you to think about a couple of things. The front page of this resume, assuming you're going to be a doctor of physical therapy, and if it's PTLA, or physical therapy assistant, same thing. This should show your clinical expertise. If I look down here and I start seeing things which are fine, that you worked at Walmart or Home Depot or all those, and you're listing out your details, then I start to think of you as somebody who might be a physical therapy aide or somebody who works well at Home Depot. Instead, what I want to see is your clinical experience, the things that you've done, your experiences that you've had while you've been in your physical therapy program. That starts to describe you as a clinician, a doctor of physical therapy to me, and that's the impression you want to make. Your resume is your first impression. It's your opportunity to tell who you are based on your experiences, and it needs to accurately reflect that. Those other things, while important, should probably go a little further down on page 2.
So, and obviously the accuracy of those details about your experience is important, but is there an especially effective way of communicating that information, communicating the experience that you have had at that point?
Well, so a perfect for instance, if a person has had, we'll use a neurological experience, for example. So if they've been at a hospital based where it's neuro-based for either spinal cord injury or closed head injury or TBI or any of those, or acquired brain injury type of things, and they've had a clinical rotation in that aspect. We also want to see the length of time that they've been doing that rotation. That's kind of key for me. But also their clinical instructor. For me, that's important. Physical therapy is a very small world. Oftentimes I know their clinical instructor. And the same thing, if they're lucky enough to get somebody who has maybe extra certifications behind their name. Now I know a little bit more about you. You spent 8 weeks being trained by somebody who's maybe a neuroclinical specialist, maybe has been trained in NDT. With those type of credentials, I understand a little bit more about the type of experience that you've had, not only in the facility. And those things don't always exist, but those are great things to kind of parse out because they stand out to me when I'm looking at a resume on the paper.
So there's some good free advice if you're a student right now and you're about to become a new professional. But if you have the chance to go to NSC next year, that's the kind of opportunity you have, the chance to have somebody look at your resume, really see what does this say to me right now, and does this accurately reflect who you are and who you want to convey yourself as you enter the physical therapy workforce. Robert Snow, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We're going to do more dispatches like these. To watch them all, you can go to ap.org/nsc/video. I'm Jason Bellamy. Thank you very much.